Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show, where we get to the heart of why you overeat and how to stop. If you struggle with food and weight like I did, welcome home.
Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show. So happy to have you here. It is a great day to be alive. I'm super excited about this topic I want to bring up, which is share it or wear it. Before I jump into that, I just want you to know I'm recording this live from the Secret Sauce group. So hey, everybody, if you're watching live and if you're catching this later, don't forget to join the Secret Sauce group. This is on Facebook. You type in the Secret Sauce to end emotional eating now, and boom, we'll let you in, okay? We want you there to continue the conversation so that you don't have to be alone with your struggles with food and weight, because it's lonely, right? It's such a lonely condition, and emotional eating is a thing. It's real. I have been an emotional eater my whole life. By the grace of God, I'm healed one day at a time. I don't ever say cured, because it is a day at a time. You know, if I stop doing all the things that I teach others to do and that I do myself, I will be back in the food, because it's like we all need something to help us cope. And food happened to be my go-to. I use some other things, no question, alcohol and fantasy and sex and TV and books and shopping. There's lots of things out there. But food was my go-to. Food was my constant all the time. That's what I obsessed about. That's what was on my mind all the time. And so I just want to encourage you to be a part of the Secret Sauce group, get the support you need. If you really want to go deep and really get help, like to move fast and move forward and learn my system for overcoming emotional eating, that happens in my program. I have a 90-day program that will just completely transform your relationship with food. And you can touch base with me about that at healyourhunger.com. So today's topic, I want to really dig into, and this is completely inspired by the women in my program. Okay, so last night we had a call together. These are women from all over the world. We even had a beautiful soul from Brazil with us, Rio de Janeiro. So that was really sweet. She's joined us. And, what happens on these calls is people share about, what's going on, where they are in the program, what's coming up for them, what ahas they've had. It's very inspiring. But last night, I have to say that there was a theme that was woven throughout everybody's shares, and that was about speaking up for themselves, because that's one of the actual modules in the program is communication, and it's vital for overcoming emotional eating. Because guess what? Emotional eaters are terrible at communicating, right? We stuff our feelings. And you got to say it or stuff it. That's your only two options. And what happens with emotional eaters is we don't speak up because we're afraid. We're afraid of the consequences. Fear is one of the driving forces of emotional eaters, and that's what drives our eating. I mean, our problem is not about food. Our problem is not about weight. It's really those nasty little fears inside that stop us from doing the things that we're guided to do. It's doing what inspires us to do. And that's everywhere in our lives. That's whether we want to be artistic and we're afraid we're not good enough, or whether we want to go for a promotion and we're afraid we won't get it, afraid, to end a relationship that's not healthy for us because we don't know what's on the other side. We're afraid of the unknown, and afraid of speaking up and saying how we really feel about things because we're afraid of rejection. And the problem, you either have to get it out or you have to stuff it. That inspiration, that desire to speak up and to speak your mind and say, I don't agree with that, or, I can't help you with that project because I have a project of my own I have to tend to. I mean, there's a million different things that, we tend to stuff and don't say what we need to say about, and then it's just mayhem with the food. And the problem too is when we're emotional eaters, it really tamps our self-esteem. Like our self-esteem plummets the more we eat and the more we hide out with food, because guess what? We're hiding out, not living. We're burying the feelings. We're not growing through the feelings. That's why overeating is such a dense and intense experience. It's not just about fitting into your bikini, right? This is really about, God, what happens to our souls What happens to our souls when we make food our higher power? I mean, any person who says they believe in God, if they're binging, that's their God, right? That's their God. And imagine what that does to our self-esteem, when we are a slave to food, when food owns us and runs us and drives us, tells us what to do, tells us where to go, tells us to shut up because the fear is so great. And our self-esteem has taken such a hit that we don't feel worthy of speaking up for ourselves. That's what we're looking at, folks. Emotional eating is a terrible condition that robs us of so many more things than just our health, and just our looks. Okay, emotional eating hits us where it hurts, and that is at our souls, at the deepest part of our souls. And I know you might not be connected with that right now. You're just thinking, how do I stop wanting chocolate? Or how do I stop eating ice cream? Or how can I eat just half a pint of ice cream instead of the whole pint, which I don't have an answer for you. Like, why would you eat half the pint? Once I start, I don't stop, until it's over. That's one serving for me, those pints. Anyway, I digress. So the point is that, our self-esteem takes such a hit when we're overeating because we feel bad about ourselves. We feel like we're no good. We don't feel worthy. We're beating the crap out of ourselves. We're so mean when we lose control of food. I mean, as if losing control of food isn't bad enough, right? Like, that's a beating enough. But no, on top of it, we beat the crap out of ourselves for beating the crap out of ourselves. Like, does that make sense? No. And guess what that does to our self-esteem? It makes us feel worse and lower. And it's just like, it makes life so hard, but it makes us show up in the world with a cloud. You remember Linus and the cloud from Snoopy, or not Snoopy. Yeah, Snoopy and Charlie and what about Peanuts? From Peanuts, when Linus has that cloud wherever he goes, that's how we are. When we are doing things with food that we're ashamed of, that we don't want people to know, and we're hiding, that just lowers our self-esteem. It makes us feel less worthy. It makes us hate ourselves, and it makes us feel like second-class citizens. And so it makes it harder to speak up, and so and feel worthy of having a voice. So I'm just here to say that what has to change is not your food plan. Okay, you're not stupid. You know what to eat. I mean, come on. If you're listening to this show right now, I know what I know about you. More than likely, I won't say everybody, but more than likely, you have read the diet books, you've listened to the programs, you've gone to the summits online, listened to everybody's interviews, you know all about carbs and keto and blood sugar and fasting, and all of that stuff because it's sexy, right? Like, we keep studying it, we keep looking at the research. But I have to tell you, what you know about food makes no difference, okay, if you're not speaking up for yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself and your soul, okay? Because that's what's making you go to the food time and time again, is when you're holding back, when you're not truly living, when you're not speaking up, when you're not standing up and saying, I deserve to be heard. Okay. So what happened on the call last night with my amazing clients whom I adore is that they are stepping out of the shadows. They're cleaning up their food. They're living without the binging anymore. So the binging is falling away. They are that in and of itself will just make you stand up straighter, and hold your chest higher, because you're like, wow, like, here I am in the world. I'm not hiding in food anymore. So that in and of itself just instantaneously will increase your self-esteem and your sense of just, your place in the world. Like, wow, I deserve to be here. I'm not just this person who binges all the time. So, but beyond that, they clean up their food. And then what they're starting to do is they're starting to speak up for themselves. They know it's either say it or stuff it. They know it's either share it or wear it. And they are speaking up and speaking out. And I'm not saying they're not marching in Washington, and holding signs. They're just saying, no, I can't do that. No, yes, I need my lunch break. I can't work through my lunch break. One woman said that. I mean, such a beautiful self-caring decision to make. Like, schedule my lunch break. Don't schedule appointments during that break. I need my lunch time. That's such a beautiful self-caring. It may seem small, but for an emotional eater, That's huge. Other women saying, no, I can't take on that project because I have a project I have to tend to, and I can't get overstressed or take on too much. Emotional eaters, we're not good with boundaries. We're not good with saying no. We're not good with saying anything, for God's sakes, And so it's time. I'm just here to just say that you are worthy of having a voice. You are worthy of saying, hey, I need to take care of myself, give that project to somebody else, or get back to me another time. When I have more time, I'm happy to help, when I've taken care of my stuff, or when I've taken care of myself, or when I've taken some quiet time for myself. These decisions and these words that may seem small are momentous. They're huge. This is what healing from emotional eating is about, not about what diet you're on. Please get off of that. You know what to eat. You know what makes you fat. You know what makes you lose weight. You're not stupid. Go to the heart of the matter, the real issue. Start taking care of yourself, and that includes speaking up for yourself. Start, being in this world, taking up space in this world. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to have a voice and speak up. You deserve to be heard. And, the key is to say what you mean what you say, and not say it mean. So sometimes when we stuff it, and then we decide to speak up, it comes out like a fire hose. So that's not what I'm talking about. You don't want to alienate people. You don't want to be a bitch. And the key is to address things as they go. Speak up when you're inspired to speak up. Don't pack it down, and then tell the whole world how you feel, how you've been feeling for the past 50 years. Okay, so it's really important that as you go, as you're inspired, as you have something to say it. Okay, say it, don't stuff it. So that's my message for today. It's short and sweet. You deserve to be heard. I want to hear you. If you want to fast track your results in terms of overcoming emotional eating and living in the body that you love, and with the self-esteem you deserve to have, join us in our program. You can register for a breakthrough session in the show notes here at healyourhunger.com. And we want you in this program. I want you to have the results these other amazing women are getting. So love you so much. Join us in the Secret Sauce group as well, and have a fantastic day. You take care.
If you enjoyed this podcast and want to get free support, insider health info, exclusive invites to events, and more, visit healyourhunger.com.